Hello, Placentia Chamber. This is Coach Eric with Griffin Fencing and Archery Studio, and joining me today is Patel with Nightingale Senior Care. How are you doing today, Pramod?
I'm good, Eric.
Good.
Glad to be here.
I'm glad that you're here too, and we're socially distancing.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about how you got started with Nightingale Senior Care.
Sure. The Nightingale started in 2012, and my wife and I took it over in 2015, and we've been running it ever since.
Okay. And what are some of the services that you provide?
So what we provide is in-home care services for those seniors that want to live at home instead of living in a facility. We would send them caregivers to help them with the things they need to do, such as bathing assistance, toileting assistance, taking them to the doctors, helping them prepare foods, meals, grocery shopping, and whatnot.
So are the caregivers living in the facility or living at the house with the seniors, or are they visiting on a regular basis?
So for us, our caregivers, they tend to mostly do service where they come in the home, work their shift, and then go home. And then for the customers that we do around-the-clock care service for, then usually it's split up in 2 12-hour shifts, so people cycle through twice a day. We don't really do live-in right now.
Okay. And what are some of the challenges that you have managing remote staff like that?
So in the past, what we would do is we would make regular visits to our clients. And so during this COVID-19 situation, we've tried to minimize in-person visits. So what we've been doing now is just checking with them on the phone more. So we spent more time on the phone the last 3 months than we have before. And that's really important because when you're managing remote staff, you need to check in to see how they're doing, what's going on, if they're facing any challenges, to see what you can do to address them.
And would you say that you're contacting your staff every week, a couple of times a day? What are you finding as far as a good frequency of communication?
You know, for us, checking in weekly has been the most effective. We definitely check in 2 primary ways. We message them by text messaging, but we definitely make a point to call them at least once a week just to see how they're doing, hear from them, to make sure there's nothing that isn't getting addressed that then we can actually go ahead and take care of and address.
And in addition to using some old technology like a telephone, are there some other types of technology that you're using that's helpful for communicating with either your caregivers or other staff that you're working with remotely?
Indeed. So we use Slack to do inter-office communication. Slack, you can do video calling, regular calling, and then obviously people have heard about Zoom. I think that's been a good one. And I'd say my one quick tip about that is anything you're going to do meeting-wise, whether it's in person or remote, make them brief and to the point, because people like to get on and get with their day after they had a chance their meeting done.
Right. And that must be a challenge for you, because how many caregivers do you have altogether that you're working with regularly?
On any given week, we have about 50 caregivers out in the field.
Okay, so you've got to try to keep your conversations brief with them too, I would imagine, when you're doing your weekly check-ins.
Indeed. So some of the caregivers that work with us are very chatty, so sometimes we're on the phone for half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. But it is what it is, because it's important. People want to feel heard, and the workforce, they want to know that they've had a chance to tell you everything they want to tell you, and so you know how to address it. So yes, this is a challenge because it involves more time on the phone, but it's necessary and important.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure that your staff feel more empowered and certainly more engaged, having that ability to check in with management on a regular basis. So,
yeah.
Good. Any other sort of business wisdom or advice you might want to share with our chamber community?
Sure. I think in light of everything, the COVID-19, the George Floyd protests, I think it's just brought to the forefront that when you're managing a workforce or even customers, it's just important to let them be heard. When people feel heard, they're with you. If they don't feel like they're being heard, they're not going to be working with you, and you're not going to have team harmony. I think it's just really important just to listen.
Okay, I think that is excellent wisdom for all ages, all times.
Indeed.
Not just during times of crisis. Pramod, it was great meeting with you and having this time to chat. Is there a way that people can get in touch with your agency if they have a senior that needs your services?
Yes, indeed. So the best way to reach us is to contact Audrey, who's our client care coordinator, and able to get everybody set up and get the whole process started and answer any questions that they have.
Hi, I'm Audrey Jaime. I'm with Nightingale Senior Care. I am the care coordinator. We are an in-home care service. Right now with the COVID-19 going on, it's actually safer to have a caregiver come into your home versus sending your loved one into a facility. The reason why I am in this business is because I do care and love to be around the elderly and help them as much as I can.
Well, that's it for today's Chamber Chat. Until the next time, be well.
Thank you. Be well.